If you've been following along with me in this chapter, you now understand the importance of using styles over manual formatting, the time and effort that can be saved when reformatting documents. Well, consider this scenario. Maybe you've been tasked with compiling a document that's made up of many different parts, and you have several other people working on those parts, all applying their own formatting. Now you get the parts back, and you need to decipher what they were trying to say with that formatting, remove it, use styles to get a consistent look, very time-consuming, not just for you, but time is also wasted by those applying the formatting you never really wanted anyways. So another option here is to restrict their formatting options so that they're forced to use styles and can't manually format your document. That's what we're going to do with our company bio document here, Company Bio 4, if you've jumped to this lesson and you need to get caught up. Let's go to the Review tab, and from here you'll see something called Restrict Editing in the Protect section. Click that to open up the Restrict Editing pane. And it's at the very top where we see our first option, Limit Formatting to a Selection of Styles. That's what we want to select. That turns it on. Now by default, they'll have access to all of the styles. If we were to go down and click Yes, Start Enforcing Protection, they'd have every single style available to them, but they wouldn't be able to manually format. For many people, that's fine. But we can also limit the number of styles even. Let's go to the Settings link here under Formatting Restrictions. Give it a click, and you'll notice there is a check mark already next to Limit Formatting to a Selection of Styles, but the styles are all checked off. That's every single style. One preset I like is Recommended Minimum. By clicking this, only the ones with recommended next to them are checked off. All the rest are unavailable, like dark lists, tables. Maybe we don't need the HTML options here because we won't be publishing this to the web. So we can actually customize this even further by deselecting the HTML options. And there's quite a few of them. So you got the idea. We can really pick and choose which styles people will be able to use and at the same time know that they won't be able to use any manual formatting. So let's click OK. This document probably contains some styles that might not be allowed. Do you want to remove them? You can choose yes or no at this point. I'm going to choose yes. And now it's time to start enforcing protection. So when we click this button, we have the option to use a password. So for anyone to do any formatting, they would need to know the password. It's not restricting them from getting into the document. It's just restricting the formatting. So we have the option of leaving it blank if we really don't need to use a password. Let's click OK and leave that blank. You'll notice over here in the Restrict Editing section now that we are restricted. We know that because there's a Stop Protection button that appears at the bottom. If we go to the Home tab now, check it out. We can't even go into the font section and change things like bold, italics, the color of our text. We can't even go into the paragraph formatting section and make any changes there. All we have access to are styles. We see the quick styles here that we have access to. And of course, we could go to all the styles if we wanted to by clicking this little drop down. So now we know we're going to get pieces of our document back that are formatted properly. They'll be using titles and headings and so on. And our work as the person who's compiling this document just got a whole lot easier. At the end, when you're done protecting the document, you can go down to Stop Protection. When you click that link, you can now deselect the checkbox. If you used a password, you'd be prompted to use that password to get access to turning this off. And now we're back where we started with a document that's unprotected. So a handy little feature that might come in handy one day if you're responsible for compiling a document that might be created or modified by more than one person, and you want to restrict the formatting to save yourself a little bit of time and hassle.